Heather is about 5 feet tall, and I'm not sure how you do the sizes here, but she was wearing a size 22 pant, so she was pretty round. And we get her on the product. She drops, I think it was about 18 pounds in her first month, so what, 8 kg in her first month? By the end of her second month, she's down 27 pounds, so what, about 12 kg? And as a retired school teacher, she's just one of these incredibly gifted ladies that if Nancy was taking a day off and she was a teacher, she'd be calling Heather and saying, hey, can you cover my class? Or if Rose was taking a day off, she would be saying, hey, Heather, can you cover my class? So imagine this. Heather's had all these health challenges over the 2-month period. Doctor pulled her off some meds, her body's just functioning better. And again, Isagenix does not cure any, I'll just say, cure any medical conditions. What we are is we're just getting the bad stuff out and then feeding the body tremendous nutrition. And a lot of times the body bounces back, and Heather was blessed in that regard. Okay, so ends up she's going into all these different schools, and you know a school could have what? A staff of 40 people, teachers, teacher aides, and different things. She's down, she's 5 feet tall, she's down almost 20-some pounds, so say 12 kg. She's walking in and everyone's going, Heather, what happened to you? I mean, you look amazing. And she would go, well, friends got me on this nutritional program. That's it, that's all she'd say. And everyone would go, what is it? And she would go, well, it's the same program Jack Canfield got on, and he dropped 33 pounds in 5 weeks. So 33 pounds, but about 14 kg? So he dropped 14 kg in 5 weeks. He's now kept it off for over 5 years. And they're going, really? How do I get the stuff? And they just literally hand over the credit card. Well, all these people came pouring into my organization. I was probably at about $75, $100 a week. Because remember, I was sharing a little bit with friends, but not for the money, just because it worked, right? And all of a sudden, my check went from about $150. Then all of a sudden, it was $350, and then it hit $750 a week. And when that happened, which is about 3,000 US, right? But when back 10 years ago, if you looked at the Canadian dollar to the US dollar, there's about a $1.46 spread. I remember this. When I was converting the $3,000 US into Canadian funds where I live, it was over $4,000. Now, I'm getting up in the morning. I know what work is, right? Getting up at 6 in the morning, getting home at 8 at night, and now all of a sudden I'm making an extra $4,000 a month. I haven't done anything. Like, I mean, this isn't work. I mean, truly, what did I do? I mean, we shared it with Heather because we cared about her. We felt that she could benefit from losing some weight. And now all of a sudden, like, all these people are pouring in and the magic is happening. And it was at that point that I went, hang on, time out. I need to figure this thing out because there's something going on. I don't really get it, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's how my journey really began. And it was just, it's been just an amazing, amazing ride of my life, I'll tell you that. I haven't been the fastest millionaire in the company. That honors Lynn Hagedorn, okay? I've had my ups and downs, and that's all part of the learning process, okay? It's by falling down and scraping your knees and getting up that I can talk to Nancy, because she's had her ups and downs also, and go, you know what, Nancy, I've been there, okay? Like, we're going to get over this, we're going to motor on and keep going. And that's what it's about, right? It doesn't always go exactly how it was planned, because like some of you in this room are on an inside leg, correct? You know what that is? Yes, no? Do we have a... Okay. Better make sure it doesn't say permanent. So there's a leg, right? Okay, so you're building 2 legs. Someone comes in here, and then it could go like this, and this person has 2 legs, and maybe it's there, and then this person goes here, but meanwhile, everyone's driving down this way, right? So I sort of came in right here. Oh, that pen doesn't even work. I came in right here. Like, that's sort of like an inside of an inside leg, yes? Yeah. Okay. I didn't know anything about it. And I'll be honest that in the 3 years that I was in, my first 3 years, I hit 5-star. So that's good money. Back then, 5 to 10,000 US a week. That's good money. Okay. But if you think about it, had I come in on an outside leg where I was getting help, like had I come in underneath Jay Bennett or Jimmy Smith or Lynn Hagedorn or people in action, okay, literally in 3 years, I would have been making $1 million a year for the last 7 years instead of the last 2. And so, but what's so, I think the reason I'm sharing this with you, to my knowledge, our organization here, I had never had a soul dropped in beneath me from above. Okay, and that's okay. Okay, and it's some of you in this room got to be in that position. I'm telling you, that's okay, because 10 years later, you know what? I know it's in me to do this. I know what it takes. I can look any one of you in the eye and say, if you, Allie, do a few simple things on a consistent basis for the next 3 to 5 years, you can create financial freedom. I absolutely know that with 100% certainty. I mean, the Take Action team, from me down, and I say team because I haven't done it alone, it's a group. Nancy's a big part of it. There's over 100,000 of us. We grow by, I don't know, 1,800 people a week. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on. Okay, so I have, some of you said that you've done it before. I mean, you guys have industry experience. I had none. I had to figure it out. Okay, so, I mean, I really wanted to share that because it doesn't matter where you are. Okay, because the truth is, if you're from Canada, US, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, wherever it is, do we all work with the same corporate team? In essence, like Jim and Kathy Coover, Kevin Adams, do we all have the same head office? Yes? Yes. We do. Do we all have the same product? Yes. We do. Okay. No. Well, predominantly. Okay, we have more than Australia. Hang on. Okay, that's good. That's fair. Okay, guess what? We have, in North America, we have more product than Australia. And I'm telling you, what took me 7.5 years to figure out and get to, in 3 years, because some of you are going to say, well, it's too late to get in, and we'll deal with that. In 3 years, we will have on our team 5 individuals that with under 3 years are making in excess of $1 million. They've maxed out their position up here, and they're building the re-entry. So I would say the timing today to get in and participate in this opportunity is better than it's ever been. Okay, I'm not sure with the bonuses and everything, but I mean, by enrolling 2 people in Australia, okay, you can get around $800 that you make in your pocket when you help them do you plus 2, them plus 2. Okay, when I came in, the most I could get for an enrollment was $10. There was no double PIBs. There was no, you guys have a gold pack, right? How much do you get for that?
$200.
$200, okay. There wasn't a gold pack. The max, even if you bought the equivalent of 200, like whatever the gold pack is, I'd get $10. That's as good as it got when I started. Everything was based upon cycles. I'm telling you, it's easier today than when I started. Okay? But it is so incredible. Like, the only difference, product, right? So we all have the same company, we all have the same product. Where's the variable? Where's, yeah, us. Us. It's Rose, right? Yeah. It's us. I'm the difference. Nancy's the difference. You're the difference. in this industry, you get to choose. Okay? Because if you're on my team, and Rose is, okay, I can't mandate that she does anything. That's why from the network marketing industry, they developed some of the best trainers and leaders in the world. There's a reason for it. Okay, if I had a job in, I don't know, what's a big corporation here in Singapore? Help me out. So,
Singapore government.
pardon me? Singapore government.
It's
Okay.
true. It's true.
If doesn't matter. If I'm in some corporate position and you guys all work for me, I get to go, Allie, I need this report by Friday. And you go, oh, hang on a second, I have my kid's birthday, I have tons of stuff going on. No, Friday, it's on my desk by 1 o'clock. Got it? Like, and I mean, I can dictate it because I'm in a position of power. Okay? In network marketing, I don't have that power. I have no positional power whatsoever. In network marketing, the leaders that rise up are the people that can get a volunteer workforce, because that's what we are. All of us are a volunteer workforce. None of us get to mandate anything, yet somehow we need to move these volunteers into massive action. And that's why some of the greatest leaders and trainers in the industry, look at Jim Rohn. You look at these people, they come from the network marketing industry because guess what? In order to rise up and build your income, you have to grow as a person, right? You have to. And again, you have no power to dictate anything. So it's such an incredible industry to become part of because it grows you as a person, right? It makes you better. It truly does. So that's a little bit about where I came, and since we don't have PowerPoints, what I'm going to do now is, I know Nancy, we were chatting earlier, and she wanted us to do a little bit of a Q&A and sort of answer questions and help you guys move forwards. Does that sound like a good idea? Because I'm pretty open. I'm here to serve you in any way I can. Now, but before we do that, you guys have heard about like the 90-day game plan? Yes? Yes. Is everyone sort of familiar with that? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe. Maybe, okay. So, you're making me keep everything compliant, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. So, this was shared with me, I'm not sure when, okay, but I was told to create a 90-day vision, and I think it was at one of these mastermind events, okay? And with the 90-day vision, okay, the company, we call it 90-day game plan. I've been calling it a 90-day vision for the last, I don't know, 6 years, maybe 7 years. And the whole idea is to help you and help our team move forwards. Now, here's a question for you, and please help me out. How many of you right now are maybe cycling once to twice a week? Some of you? Yes? Okay, cool. That's okay. Now, if you've been in a bit, I'm sorry, your name was? Vincent. I recognize you, not before, yeah. So Vincent, you've been in for a while, let's say over a year? Well, about a year, okay. So, and I'm not picking on you, but if you've been in about a year and you're cycling once to twice a week, to say in 90 days I'm going to have you at 10 cycles a week, as good as that sounds, how realistic is that? I mean, you guys are in, year thereabouts, in 90 days are you really going to be cycling 10 times a week? I mean, you've been trying already. I mean, you haven't been doing nothing, right? You've been trying? Yeah. So how realistic is that? Probably, I'm not going to get buy-in from Vincent. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah. Okay. But that's okay, because we will. We will. So the goal is going to be to get Vincent to 10 cycles, which 10 times 54 is 540 a week, and that works out to 2160 a month, right? So that's where our goal is to get you in 90 days. So what I like to do is, I wish we had 2 of these boards actually. What I like to do is create a 90-day vision with a 30-day action plan. And here's a question for you, Vincent. Is it possible, working together, okay, that in 1 month we could grow your business by 3 cycles? Is that realistic? 3 cycles, yes? Okay, so he nodded instantly. There was no pondering. He bought into a 3-cycle increase. So think about this. Just if we start with, was it June? Let's say June, because it's the end of the month. He's already at 1 cycle, so we go +3, because anyone can grow their business by 3. So we're starting at 1. July, +3. August, +3. Would he not be at 10 cycles a week in the next 90 days? Okay, so what we would do, it's so funny, you guys are going to laugh when you hear this story. We created this 90-day vision. There's about 4 of us. I think I went to this mastermind event, came back, guys, this is what we got to do. We had about 4 or 5 of us. We laid it out. We were going to grow by X. Now, if you're cycling 20 times a week, guess what? It's not going to be by 3. It may be by, say, 8 cycles per month. We'll adjust it accordingly. But let's just say if you're at 1 to 2, we're going to grow by 3. So what happened is we came up with a 90-day vision. We came up with some commitments. Yes?
You can write on the...
You can draw this?
Yeah, you can.
I'd get in trouble if I did that at home. So,
That is bigger.
yeah, then my printing will even look worse. If I print small, no one will tell. Yeah. Okay, so some commitments, some of our goals. Presuming that you're only around 1 to 2, and if there's other people in here, you're probably not executive, correct? Okay, so you guys know that there's some bonus pools if you're executive, yes? So wouldn't it make sense, one of our goals is we want you to go executive? Yeah? Okay, cool. So commitment is 90 days, you're going to go executive. And what I would do on this board is here, I'm going to have new consultants. Okay, and I'm going to have 1 to say 10. Let's say he's not in lines. Okay, so what? No, okay. New consultants this is going to get really. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be a mess. But here, under new consultants, I'm going to have 10 lines. Now, maybe he's already at 3. Okay, well then I'm still going to push. Maybe we'll actually push to 12. Just shoot for 12, end up with 10. Okay? So we have the new consultants. Now, in order to create a consultant, what else do you have to do? Anyone? Enroll. Yeah, heck yeah. So if we're trying to create 10 consultants, how many people over the next 90 days would we have to probably get? New associates.
30.
30, yeah. Roughly.
32, 1 day.
So you're saying enroll 3, get 1? Or enroll 2, get 1? I think if you use the tools and you're leveraging your weekly meetings, don't you guys have a weekly meeting here, like an op meeting? What day is the op meeting? Wednesday. So if you're leveraging the op meeting and you're doing that properly, because you know you can do the op meetings different ways, huh? I could Wednesday. So let's say it is Saturday, and I got Nancy interested. Okay, like she's sort of interested. I have two options. Now, wouldn't most of you say, Nats, you've got to come out to this meeting on Wednesday. You're going to hear from, I don't know, whoever's presenting it. You're going to meet some other people, all this stuff. Like, would that not be a good idea to get Nancy to the Wednesday meeting? Yes? Yes, no?
Yes.
You want her there? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, but I think you guys are missing a step. Because if she shows up Wednesday, how many enrollments are you going to get? One. Okay. So what I'd rather do with Nancy, just what I'd prefer to do, and I've learned this along my journey, is it's Saturday. I want to enroll Nancy today, Saturday. So I get Nancy enrolled Saturday, and I'm going to be still talking about that Wednesday op meeting. I'm going to say, Nancy, who do you know that wants more energy, that needs to sleep better, maybe needs to make some extra money? Like, who do you know, who do you know, who do you know? And I'm going to encourage Nancy to let's bring out 10 of your friends to check out this thing called Isagenix on Wednesday evening. Now, if Nancy shows up Wednesday evening with 10 of her friends, realistically, how many are we going to enroll? Oh, come on. If she brings 10 of her friends to my place, or I show up at her place, I guarantee I'm going to get 8 out of 10. Kyle will enroll 8 out of 10. There's a bunch of you in this room that should be enrolling 8 out of 10. Okay, so she shows up with 10. I guarantee if I'm presenting here, I'm going to get 8 of them to enroll. Guaranteed. I know it. Absolutely know it. Okay, so which would you rather have? First scenario was 1 versus 8. Which is better?
8.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so you could say 30, but that might be if you're not taking advantage of some of the tools. If you're trying to do it all on your own, I agree, you'd probably have to enroll 30 to get 10 consultants. But I think if we operate a little bit smarter, you could probably do it out with 20. If you enroll 20, you should probably be able to have half of them go consultant. You can. And when we can go, we'll delve on that. So new associates for the 90 days, we're going to have 1 to 20, and I'm going to have all these slides. Okay? When I break this down on the 30-day action plan, so you guys are getting me to do this. Can't believe it. We're at June. We'll go here July. We'll go August. So new consultants, we're shooting for 12. So we have 90 days. How many new consultants are we shooting for here? New consultants, 4. 1 to 4. So if I enroll Nancy, I put Nancy here, I'd go over to my board here and put Nancy. Because when I do this, you can buy the Bristol board like this. I lay this out on a piece of paper. So I have this big 90-day vision, what we're shooting for Vincent, and then I have a 30-day action plan. These are 30-day action plan. Okay? And I want this in your office. You have to have these 2 boards up on the wall where you see them every day. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay? So we're shooting for 20 consultants. You have your new associates or new consultants. You're going to have new associates. And so if it's 20, we probably need 1 to 7, correct?
Yeah.
Now, again, this is for someone that's wanting to get into action. It's Vincent's now made the decision. I'm moving my business for it. I'm prepared to link arms with you, Nancy. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'll play full out for 90 days. Okay? It's for someone that's, I'm doing this. Okay, it's time to change. It's a new start. I'm going to be able to look people in the eyes, because here's the thing. If you're coming into this business and you're relatively new, is there anyone new in this right now, like really new, like in the last month? You joined? A couple of you, okay. So if your name was, sir?
Faisal.
Pardon me?
Faisal.
Pfizer?
Faisal.
Pfizer. So Pfizer, if you're just starting out, you want to know a secret where you can enroll 5 times the amount of associates than if you don't do this? Would that be helpful? You're going to get 5 times the enrollments. Okay? The first 30 days, you get massive results, whatever it takes. Because you're going to be talking to people, and then you say, well, how did you do? How much money did you make in your first 30 days? If it was nothing, pretty hard. It's going to make it much more challenging. But if you get into massive action right now, what's going to end up happening is now you're going to do enrollments are going to be so much easier because you can look someone in the eye and say, hey, look, like if in Malaysia, because I was just working there, if someone goes executive in 1 month, they'll put over 10,000 ringgit in their pocket. Okay, that's tremendous. It's about 12,000 actually, but over 10,000. So what I'm suggesting is, if you're going to come in, many of us, me included, what ends up happening is we don't take this seriously from day one. If you choose to take it seriously, what will end up happening is, and you make a good story, it's the foundation for you making a multiple six-figure income or seven-figure income. Now, Vincent's upset because you're going to go for it, and Vincent's like a year in, I don't have that story. But guess what? I'm giving you permission to restart tomorrow. So now when you're talking to, your name is?
Alista.
Arita?
Alista.
Alistair.
Alista.
Alista.
Yeah, Alista.
Alista.
He's already stopped.
Stop. Alista. Okay, so if I'm talking to
Alista.
Alista, and I've been in, I'm going to stick with Nancy. And Rose I can pronounce. And Ali and Ann, okay. So anyways, if I'm talking to Alista, and you say, what did you make, Warren? Okay, I'm Vincent. Well, not very good. However, if I choose to restart right now, Vincent, you would restart tomorrow, we're going for it. And in 30 days, we do take massive action, and we do create a whole ton of consultants, and we make a bunch of money. I can say, you know what? When I actually started building, I made this in my first 30 days. Is that not truthful? Because if he's only at 1 to 2 cycles a week, is he really building? No. Okay, he may be using the product, he may have tried to share it a little bit, but not really building. So if he chooses, Vincent chooses to restart tomorrow, and he just does a huge push for the month of June, okay, and he puts a couple grand in his pocket during the month of June, can he not say, you know what, Nancy, when I actually started to build, in my first 30 days of building, I made an extra $2,000. Cool. Am I not being in integrity? Right? Isn't Vince going to be in integrity? Of course he is. Because he hasn't actually started to build. So, where were we? New associates. So I'm saying, on this Bristol board here, you're going to have new consultants. Whenever you create one, you're going to put it over onto your master sheet, because this is going to get taken down at the end of the month. You're going to look at new associates that are coming in. You're going to actually write it down so you see it. Okay? One of your goals in the 90 days is to go executive. What would be some more activities here, or commitments, to help move your business forwards in the next 90 days? Could it be show up at all ops? Right? Show up at all the opportunity meetings Wednesday night. You're committing there, and you're not going to come alone, because again, we're driving this. It's a new start. So when this Wednesday comes up, what day is it today? Monday? So guess what? You have 2 days, because when Wednesday comes, I want you to show up with 3 or 4 people. Let's move your business forward. It's a choice. Okay? So you're going to show up at all op meetings. What are some other activities? If he's wanting to go executive, we're shooting to grow his business, we're creating the new consultants, new associates, what are some other activities that we can take to move our business forward? Launch party. Heck yeah. So we're going to have some launch parties. Excellent. Launch parties. Okay. Now, a launch party, help me out. Who said launch party? Any. Okay, so if you're doing a launch party, that could be having one yourself, yes? Okay, so Vincent could commit that he's going to do a launch party. Maybe it's going to be one a month. That's at your place, okay? But there's other launch parties. Okay? And what I mean by that is we're shooting to enroll 7 people this month. That's our goal. So if we brought in Joe here, within the first week, if Joe's coming in, because now you're talking about building a business. So you're speaking with business intent, yes? We're not just going after a product user and help someone drop some weight. This is about the business opportunity, right? We're moving you forwards. We're going to create an extra $2,000 a month for you, okay? So if we're talking to Joe and there's a business intent, I want Joe to do a presentation, his own launch party. You're going to show up. Nancy will probably show up, maybe Rose. You're going to have support. You're not all on your own. But we want Joe to do his own launch party within 7 days. Okay, within 7 days. Now, when Vincent does the launch party at his place, does he not feel more obligated to invite his friends out to it? Yes? You agree? Now, what about when Joe has it? He's just started, we just signed him up, and within a week, so today's Monday, so let's say Friday night, we're going to say, hey, look, we're going to do a launch party at your place, Joe. Okay? Is Joe not going to feel some pressure sort of to invite his friends out, and you're going to Vincent say, you know what, I can have Nancy show up, I can possibly get Rose there. So you're going to have some other stories, right? Okay. What do you think is going to happen if Joe gets 8 to 10 people out, maybe only 6 show up? If 6 show up and Nancy's there, do you think Joe will probably get 2 enrollments?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Guess what? Joe just became one of your new consultants. New consultants, Joe. Okay? There's something else I want you to do. When you sign up a new person with a business intent, within the first week you should be doing a launch party at their place or somewhere near their place where they're inviting their friends to. Okay? There's another activity that you should be doing within the first week. Any ideas? Three-way call, very close. Really, really close, whoever said it. Like so close. You just got to expand upon it.
ABC.
Pardon me?
ABC.
ABC.
Yeah.
I don't know what ABC is.
Like a 3-way call, but it's physically.
Okay, yeah, you can do a 3-way, but in person, you bet. Okay, but we're expanding it. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. Conference call, yeah, exactly. You cheated, Rose. We had this conversation earlier today. So within the first week, when we start a new person, so we have a new person. Okay, we're going to do a launch party. Okay, and that's in the first week. So that's one. Then we're going to do a personal conference call. Because Vincent lives here in Singapore. Now, do you think the only people Vincent knows on planet Earth are in Singapore?
No.
No. You may have some friends in what, Malacca? You may have some friends in Kuala Lumpur. You may have some friends, I don't know, wherever. So in that first week, what we want to do is arrange a conference call where Vincent's going to invite his out-of-town friends to hear about this company he got involved with. He's pretty darn excited about what's going on. Okay, did $500 million last year in sales, or in the last 12 months. Okay, so I'm going to encourage Vincent to try to get about 20 of his friends to get onto the conference call. We're going to select an evening. Maybe we're doing this Saturday night. Maybe we choose Thursday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, whatever works. Whatever Vincent thinks is going to be best for his friends, not me, for him. And I'm going to have him try to get 20 of his friends on the conference call. Now, if he's shooting for 20, how many are probably going to show up?
12.
12, okay, yeah. He's inviting 20, all 20 aren't going to show up predominantly. Maybe Vincent's special. Okay? So we're going to do a personal conference call. So guess what? We did a launch party. I know he went consultant, but think about this. We do a launch party. If he gets about 12 of his friends out, at the launch party, I'm willing to bet he's going to get about 6 to 8 enrollments. New enrollments. Okay? Is that realistic? Is it? Okay. Now this personal conference call is basically a launch party but over the phone. If I'm on the phone for Vincent, he's going to have his friends there on the call. He's going to introduce me. He's going to give me, it could be Nancy, it doesn't matter. You know, if it's Nancy, she's been in the industry for X number of years, very successful. Guess what, guys? She drives this gorgeous red Ferrari. You want to listen to her. She's successful. Whatever. You're going to build the person up so that your friends will listen to what Nancy has to say. And then basically what I'd end up doing is I tell them I'm so excited to be partnering with Vincent. I wanted to share a little bit about the company. Is that all right? I'm going to go through what our flagship program is, right? That 30-day nutritional cleansing system that very gently pulls the toxins from the body. We'll flood the body with over 242 nutrients. You get the 70 trace ionic minerals, 18 essential amino acids, blah, 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 right? So we're going to do that. I'm going to talk a little bit about John Anderson, the nutritional formulator, right? Produced over 2,300 nutritional supplements. Has worked for over 600 companies around the world, right? Became the third wealthiest man in the state of Arizona before even starting Isagenix. Going to talk about Jim Coover. Was one of the founders of the Cambridge diet in the 80s, took that to $1 billion in sales in just 23 months. We'll touch on Kathy Coover, right? #1 money earner in 3 different companies. You guys need to know all this. Okay, but if I'm doing the call, I'm gonna paint a picture what the product's sort of about. I'm gonna talk about the owners, and then I'm gonna talk about timing. What's going on right now? Where we are as a company. When I'm done, and you have 12 people on the phone, how many enrollments am I gonna get? 6? Probably 6. 6 new enrollments. Okay. So that new person that came in, Joe, guess what? How many people did we get enrolled for Joe this week, Vincent? We got 6 at the launch party. We got 6 on your conference call. 12. Pretty darn cool. Is Vincent not, or pardon me, isn't Joe not off to a tremendous start? Okay. So guess what? If you guys make that your culture, that everyone you enroll does a launch party in the first week, and everyone does a personal conference call, I'm telling you things will change quickly. There's going to be some excitement in Joe. To give you an instance, when I ended up, because Michael says he never spoke to Lynn until after I had her enrolled, which is true. When I ended up getting Lynn Hagedorn enrolled, very quickly, because I couldn't attend the party down at her place. I did within the first month. We did a big, about 200-person presentation in Nebraska, okay, Omaha. But what we were doing right off the bat was personal conference calls. Now, she was in the industry with industry experience. She just walked from a check of $30,000 to $35,000 a month. Okay, literally, when I committed to link arms with her and I'd do whatever it takes to ensure that she's successful, she agreed and she sent in her resignation the next morning. It wasn't that she was trying to collect the check until her company found out and then they terminated her. She sent in her resignation the very next morning. It was her family's only source of income. To be truthful, I don't know if I'd walk through $30,000 to $35,000 a month. I really don't. But she did. That's another story how it went. Sometime ask me because it's a good story. But anyways, we started doing 3 times a week. It was Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We were doing conference calls. she'd have 20 to 30 people on the call every single time, 3 times a week. I think we enrolled a bunch of people, and then what ended up happening was from that group of individuals that we were bringing in after week 1, they were all driving people to the exact same call again. There was a reason why she went 4-star in 6 weeks. And we worked our tail off. It was a machine. Okay? So, personal conference call, critical. Critical. This is this new person. Now, if Joe has a business intent, which he does, right? He's trying to create financial freedom in 3 to 5 years. Would it be a reasonable request? Okay, so Joe's working a job, full-time job, and in 3 to 5 years he doesn't have financial freedom, correct? Does he? Come on, does he?
No.
Okay, no. So my question, how many days a week is he working? Probably 5, yes? At least 5, maybe 6. Okay. So he's going to do this for 40 years, no financial freedom. We're saying in 3 to 5 years, we're going to create financial freedom for Joe. Would it be a reasonable request to say, I want you to attend 1 meeting a week, 1 evening meeting a week to go towards financial freedom in the next 3 to 5 years? So that would be 52 evenings out of the year. Would that be a reasonable request? Pardon me?
Yes.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so that means with Joe, I'm getting a commitment from him every Wednesday night he's here. It's not that his buddies are saying, hey, there's a football match on, let's go watch it. It's sort of like, can't do it, I'm sorry. Thursday night I can make it, Wednesday I can't, I'm booked. I'm booked for the next 52 Wednesdays, I'm gonna be here. I'm creating my future. Right? It's how bad do you want it? So guess what? He's committing to a weekly meeting. For you guys, it's Wednesday nights. Right? But look at this. Are we not starting to set this new person up for success? We should set a launch party. We're doing a personal conference call within the first week. We're getting him off to a great start. Plus, he's committing to show up to the weekly meeting. And of course, we're encouraging him to bring some people. Right? No different than I said with Nancy. I want to enroll Nancy on Saturday and then work with her to bring her people out Wednesday night. We're trying to fast track this. This isn't, let's go slow. We want to get there quick. So this is for you that want to do it quick. I like quick. It pays better. Okay? There's that. The other thing that you want to be doing is having them plug in. I'll say plug in, and that's calls, team calls, whatever. Okay, you want to encourage, because this is also part of personal development. We established this at the very beginning. So we want to plug them into calls. Okay, there's the Saturday morning corporate call where we flip forward to be Sunday at some point. Calls are recorded, they don't have to be live. They can be, we do a take action team call every Monday night, 7 p.m. I think it's 10 a.m. here, Tuesday. But guess what, you can't make it live because Joe's working. He can commit and he could listen on what? There's podcast calls. There's what? Podomatic. Okay? I want him to plug in. I want a commitment that he's going to listen to at least 1 call a week. Okay. I don't want him listening to the last 52 calls in the next, that we've done for last year. I don't want him listening to them in the next 2 weeks. This isn't about trying to get Joe to become a product expert and how the comp plan works and any of that other stuff. Who cares? It's not important. It's not important. Because Joe's responsibility is to get people excited about the product or the business, and then what? And then what? Roach, you're not allowed to answer the question. Come on, help me out. So, Vincent's got Joe interested in either the product or business, and then what?
And make them into new associates and consultants.
Pardon me?
And help them become new
Yeah,
associates.
how are you going to help him become a consultant?
Following the same thing. Following
Yeah,
the same
no,
thing.
what are we going to have to, hasn't signed up yet.
attend the Wednesdays.
Pardon me?
Follow the whole system attending.
Yeah, we're getting, but what do I want him to do? There's something, you guys
Enroll.
enroll him. How are we going to enroll him? Who's going to enroll him?
I enroll him on Saturday and bring him on a Wednesday.
Yeah, no. Because we're not waiting for Saturday, Wednesday. We're doing it the fast track, Eric. Come on. If you had a naughty mind and I said do a 3-way, you guys, right?
Yeah. 3-way.
You want to get them on a 3-way. I do not want Vincent enrolling Joe. Do not want you enrolling him. I want you introducing Joe to Nancy and allowing Nancy to enroll him on your behalf. You're still enrolling sponsor and everything. I don't want you doing that. It's introducing Joe to Rose and letting Joe or Rose enroll Joe. Because if you just happen to be a nutritionist, maybe you're a pharmacist, you have all this knowledge, and you talk to Joe and you tell him all about how these adaptogens work, and you get into ashwagandha and shilajit and all this other bump, which is great. He may enroll, but is he going to tell anyone about Isagenix or the products really? No. I mean, how can I do what Vincent does? I'm not a pharmacist. I haven't studied all these herbs and whatever. I mean, how can I do it? I can't. But guess what? If Nancy answers Joe's questions, or Rose answers Joe's questions, Joe being the shrewd guy that he is, what is Joe going to be thinking? He's going to be going, Vincent isn't that smart. This is pretty easy. I mean, the reality is he just got me interested in this, got me excited about the product of the business, and then he got me on the phone with somebody else and they did all the work. I can do that. We want Joe thinking, I can do that. That's the whole goal. I'll tell you right now, I have a pretty high closure rate. If you have me do a 3-way call for you, I generally will have them enroll for you, okay? But when I get someone interested myself, I'm still following the system. I have Kyle, some of you met Kyle. I have Kyle doing 3-way calls for me. I've had Jimmy Smith do 3-way calls. There's about Sean, there's a bunch of people on my team, Lynn Hagedorn, Michael, there's a bunch of people, and you all have access to people. I'd still do 3-way calls, because I don't want Joe thinking, I can't do it. I mean, I don't have 10 years network marketing experience like Warren, blah, 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 blah. They'll create a story. Trust me, they always do. They will create a story, and not the one you want them to create, because this is how it works, okay? Doesn't make sense. I don't know why it's this way. If you don't follow the system and you break some rules, okay, what you do wrong, I guarantee you Joe will copy. Guarantee, whatever you do wrong, he's going to do that plus more. Anything you do right, he might do. He might do. You can't afford to do things wrong because they'll copy you, guaranteed. The stuff like calling 2 people a day, like new contacts a day, 5 days a week, even if you're doing, I don't know if I can do that, Warren, right? So you got to keep it as simple as possible. And again, you want to get them on a 3-way call. Singapore's a real tight community. It may not actually be a 3-way call. It may be, hey, you know what? Let's meet up Wednesday at Starbucks, and Nancy's there, and then Nancy in person is going to enroll them on your behalf. Okay, but the whole idea is, I don't want you enrolling the person. Leverage somebody else. And a lot of times I have people closing individuals for me that you can, like, I make 10 times the money they're making. Doesn't matter. Okay, when I look to do a 3-way call or matching someone up, we're matchmakers. That's what this is about. It is, if Nancy owns the salon, and meanwhile, Rose is a salon owner that Vincent introduced me to, right? I'm going to have, the whole goal would be to have Nancy talk to Rose because they're two salon owners. Or whatever it may be, you want to get people that have, they're like-minded, similar thought process so they can relate. Okay? We're just matchmakers, that's all we're doing. Okay, so you guys got this? I really hope, because if you're going to, Vincent, if you're going to get going, right, and right track all the new people, right? We're committing to a launch party when?
Every week.
First week for the new person. And what else are we going to do in the first week?
Personal conference call.
Personal conference call. Okay, so Vincent just asked me a question. I don't know if you caught it. I don't have a conference call line, Warren. What do I do? Does anyone have an answer for Vincent? This is a big problem. I don't have a conference call line. How can we do a conference call if I don't have a conference call line? This is not going to work. I just failed. WeChat, okay. You can go to freeconferencecall.com. That works here too? No? Okay, so Nancy, help me out. How do you do a conference call in...
My iPhone got add.
Okay, you can do 30 people, okay. But is there no phone services here that allow you to do a conference call?
Maximum 6 per mobile line.
Okay, maximum 6. In North America, I'm sure you guys have it here, there's like freeconferencecall.com.
Yeah.
You guys, because with the Take Action team, we do a conference call every Monday night, and I have dial-in numbers for Australia, Indonesia, Mexico. I mean, there's like about 30 countries around the world. I'm not sure if Singapore's on that list or not, but Nancy, will you do me a favor? Will you look to see how people can find a free conference call? There's a bunch of services out there. If you just Google it on the internet, you'll find it. Okay, so there you go. Vincent, we'll figure out a free conference call line for you. Okay? What else are we going to have the person commit to? Weekly meetings. They want to build their business, right? They've committed to 40 years, working 5 to 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. If they want financial freedom in 3 to 5 years, is it reasonable 1 night a week? If they're not prepared to commit to 52 meetings a year, they ain't serious. Okay? It's not that you write them off, but don't focus a whole ton of time there. And you need to talk to them. I mean, be frank. I mean, truly, Vincent, are you committing right now to be at the next 52 meetings here on Wednesday night? Yes or no? Hang on. Yes or no? Of course. You didn't sell me. Are you going to be here? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. You guys heard it. Okay? You heard it. If he doesn't show up,
Record.
Yeah.
we have it videotaped.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, you got to have that kind of commitment. How bad do you want it? Okay, once I figured this thing out, I wanted it bad. I tell you, when I brought Lynn in, she wanted it really bad. She had $30,000 a month back. That's why we're doing like 3 of these a week. We did it for about 2 months straight to really fire up the system. Okay? We're going to plug them into some calls. There's lots of great calls out there. You guys, do you know where the calls are, Nancy? Yeah? Okay.
Around rate and
Podcasts, there's lots of team calls, but again, you don't want them to become an expert. Okay? Make that real clear. You don't need them to become an expert. Not important. Okay. So let's consider, what was this? What the heck did I write there? That was now. Launch party. There we go. Launch party. Okay. So what are some other things that we can do? Did we ever go sideways there? Hopefully, was that helpful?
Yeah.
Help you people? Okay, good. So what other commitments to move this 90-day vision forwards are we going to do? How about 3-way calls? Is that not important? Whether in person, but you know what I mean by 3-way calls, right? Okay, so what are some other activities? Again, we're 90 days full on. 90 days where, guess what? You may turn off the TV and not watch it for the next 90 days, but I'll tell you what, if it's a good movie, you can go rent it, right? There's what is it called? Apple TV. Okay, so no TV, more than likely. Just for 90 days. That's okay.
No TV for 1 year.
No TV for 1 year? Wow, okay. She's tough. I'll tell you what. When we moved into our house, when you move into a new house, right? They turn on the cable. Remember, you have to get subscribed. We chose not to subscribe because we have little kids. And my thought process was, there's so many young kids out there that unless the TV's on or unless they're plugged into some electronic gadget, they're bored, nothing to do. Okay, I can tell you that for my oldest two boys, they probably went 12 years no TV. No TV in our house. Now we had a nice big TV screen and surround sound, and we could play a movie DVD, but there's no cable TV hooked up to it. For the first 12 years, maybe even longer, 14 years of their life. It was when the Olympics came out, when the Olympics was in Vancouver, Canada, they actually called me, 4 months before it, and said, hey, we'll give you 3 months of free cable if you want it. And I thought, okay, I want them to be able to watch the Olympics on the TV when it was on. We haven't turned it off since then. I kind of regret it. To be truthful. My oldest boy, Preston, would be in the living room area, and it's sort of tied in with the kitchen, open concept. But he would go downstairs, come up with the laundry basket. I played squash, remember I told you that at the beginning. He'd go to my squash bag, grab 2 squash rackets out. He'd sit in the basket, he'd pretend to row out, and then I got him this like yachting rope that was about 7 feet long, and he'd sit there and throw it out, pull it in, and then throw it out. Oh, Dad, I got a big one, I got a big one. And he'd pretend to like fight with this fish on the rope, and Dad, you gotta help me land this fish. And I mean, like, they can entertain themselves. They didn't have to plug in. Okay, so it just, I don't know. Okay, so let's, again, we digress. Like it's rabbit. Anyways, okay. So what other activities? We're committing to go executive. We're going to show up at all the op meetings. That's Wednesday for you, Vincent. Wednesday. I wish that red ink was working. Okay. Launch parties. Okay.
Other launch
parties for other people. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put people there. People. I know what L is, launch party. Okay, 3-way calls. What else can we do? What else are we committing to do? Yeah, that's the weekly meeting up there. Show up at all op meetings. Okay?
Roadshow.
Roadshow, we could do roadshow, you bet. So that could be a possibility. Roadshow. Now, you know what? You may be more of a networker, and a lot of times, and I could be wrong here, with the roadshow, it's a little bit of a different concept, okay? But it's an effective concept. It moves product. Okay, as a leader, you bet. I absolutely agree. Whether Vincent wants to participate in roadshows or not, he needs to at least show up and participate in one for a day, just so he knows about it. Because our job as leaders, not everyone is going to build the way I choose to build. Not everyone's going to choose to build the way Nancy chooses to build or Rose is building. Okay? What happens is, as a leader and working with people, you need to be able to show them different ways in which they can do this. So you bet, showing up to a roadshow in the next 90 days, absolutely, that should be a commitment for sure. Because he may come across someone, like I know in Malaysia they have these, what are they called, wellness circles? Circles, right? Well, guess what? They're moving like about, I don't know the exact figure, but I bet you, I know they're moving over 3 million ringgit a month through them. Okay, so who would like that kind of volume coming up one of your legs? So why not? Okay, so what are some other commitments, guys? That'll help move your business forwards. Make more friends. Yeah.
Make more friends.
Make more friends. Love it. Okay. So what does that mean? Make more friends.
New friends.
Yeah, new friends. But how are you going to do that? Have you guys heard of BNI?
What?
Do you guys have BNI here? Business Network International?
Yes.
BNI? What about over the next month? How many BNI chapters do you think there's in Singapore?
Too many.
Too many. How many? Roughly. Give me a number. I don't care.
I think it's about 100 plus.
100 plus. So would it not be reasonable that you show up to one BNI every week for the next 90 days? So basically that's 12 weeks. You're going to show up to 12 different BNIs. There's over 100 chapters. Now if Vincent shows up to a BNI meeting, I'll say BNI, you're as a guest, are you not? You are. Has anyone gone to a BNI here?
Yes.
Well, no, come on. Who's all gone to a BNI? Show of hands, honestly. Okay, perfect. So there's a few of us. So when you go to a BNI and you show up as a guest, there's what? How many members in the chapter usually? Roughly.
Like 40, 50 people.
There could be 40, 50. Smaller chapter might be 16 or 18, a newer one. But you're showing up. And as a guest, what happens? Do you end up with 40 business cards, new people?
Yeah.
And do they not talk to you and find out what you do and all this other great stuff?
Yeah. Give it 1 minute.
Wouldn't that be making new friends? And this thing just, your mic just died. So would that not be making new friends? Right? How else can we make some new friends? Okay, you can go to an expo. You know what? Trade shows are phenomenal. Okay, a lot of times people want to put an Isagenix booth in a trade show, which is a great idea, but guess what? Nancy already booked the trade show. Sorry, Rose, you don't get to have your own booth at a trade show. Neither do you, Vincent. She already has it. You're out of luck. Okay? Truthfully, I've worked trade shows. You know where I get my best leads at a trade show? Pardon me?
Going to all the stores.
Outside, kind of. Outside. What do you mean by
Going to all
outside?
the shop, all the stores.
Quiet.
Instead of from the inside, you just hang out outside.
Okay, so yes. So if you're running a trade show, absolutely. If this is my booth, you bet. You want to be standing in the aisle engaging people. Absolutely. But that's not where I get my best contacts.
The business owners within.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love to work the trade show. And then, you know, you have other people helping out. Usually it's not by yourself. Right? You might, maybe it's a 3-day trade show. You guys, if you're going to do trade shows, I'll just say this up front, and this is from experience, lay out how you're splitting up the leads. Okay? Lay it out in advance. No question. Be crystal clear. Because again, from experience, I have a certain idea how it's working. Nancy has another. Now all of a sudden we got a problem. And I've gone through the problem. Okay? And it's not good. It's not good at all. But anyway, so make sure you do that. But the best place, Eric was absolutely correct, is I love to wander around the trade show and talk to the other vendors.
Mingle.
Right? Mingle, right? But guess what? I bump into Rose, she's running a nice, or I don't know, a Arbonne booth or a Herbalife booth or a New Skin booth. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to get her business card. Engage. How long have you been doing this? You know she's interested in the business opportunity because guess what? She just committed 3 days, maybe a couple grand to be in this trade show. She's pretty committed. Are we not looking for committed people?
Yeah.
Okay, so make new friends, and we can expand upon it. Well, let's move on. Okay, so the other thing at the bottom of this, I'd have you write in here someplace on this, have fun. Okay? This is our 90-day vision. Okay, this can't be all work. We've got to remember to have fun. Right? And you might write someplace else, I don't know, impacting lives. Right? I don't know, making a difference. Right? You're going to throw some other things on there. I'll get to it. The other thing that I'd have you put on this 90-day vision is down near the bottom. I'd have you go read. I want to stick with blocks. Read/listen. say 20 minutes a day. Okay? I'd have you journal, say 10 minutes a day, especially if this is someone new. And I'd also put meditate, 10 minutes. Okay? Read/listen is plugging into the podcast, right? We got to be putting good stuff in. If you guys want a phenomenal book, and sorry, Jeremy, this isn't going anything according to plan, but have I shared some useful information?
Yes.
Okay. Phenomenal book, Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. In my opinion, the best network marketing book you can buy. Absolutely. It's funny, my wife was reading this, and she's going, this is what we did. And then she goes, this is what we did. And you say that all the way through this entire book. Okay, everything that got me to where I am today with a 7-figure income is in this book. So, and I'll just tell you the website. It's www.buildingamempirebook.com.
Why can you stand here with that pose?
Okay, so post it on Facebook and then tag Brian Carruthers in it. He owes me a drink. He's a friend of mine.
I did too.
Okay, so read/listen. Journal. What does journal mean? What does journal mean? We're writing stuff down. Okay, but you know what it is look at today. What's happened today? And I said only 10 minutes. It can a lot of times go longer. But if this is all new stuff for Vincent, okay? We're trying to get him to a 10-cycle increase in the next 90 days. If you push someone too hard, it isn't going to happen. He can journal 10 minutes. So I'm going to have Vincent reflect on what good happened today. Maybe he's going to put down, you know what, got some great ideas from Warren tonight. Okay? Had a great coffee meeting with Nancy, or whatever it may be. Or you know what, I got my 2 new connects today. Okay, so he's going to journal, what are some good things? And it's not just Isagenix. It may be putting in there, you know what, my son had a tremendous, I don't know, scored a goal in soccer match today, whatever it may be. Just reflect on some good stuff that happened. And then what I'm going to ask, and I mean, you can do this in the morning, but I'm going to ask that you have that book, and before you go to sleep, just think of, I'm sure you guys have all heard it before, what are 5 things I can do tomorrow to move my business forward? 5 things. And don't take a lot of time. It should take you about 30 seconds. Just boom, boom, boom. Whatever pops in your mind, scribble down the 5 things, and then prioritize them 1 to 5. Tomorrow morning when you get up, I know you're off to the office, but guess what? Maybe the biggest priority is you need to follow up with this networker that you met whenever. So on your drive into work, you're calling and leaving him a message, or hopefully he's answering. But you know what? You do number 1 until you can't, then you move to number 2. Until you can't, then you go to number 3. But if you make it a habit before you go to bed at night, write down the 5 most important things you can do to move your Isagenix business forwards. Again, just whatever pops into your mind, scribble it down, let it be. What you'll find is you start going like that, and then you're lying there, oh, I'll turn on the reading light by my bed, and I'll be adding stuff to the list, because my mind just fires up, okay? So journal, 10 minutes, and then I have meditate. Now, when this was told to me, I'm sorry, what the heck does meditate mean? I mean, seriously. Like isn't, I won't even go there. I mean, I don't know how to meditate. No one taught me how to, I mean, what's that? So and some of you I know what meditating is, and my wife can do it, and some amazing stuff will come to her when she's meditating. It's magical. So you can get into that spot. I do know a little bit about it. Like I said, this has been a personal development journey for me. But what I would say is this. Just quiet your mind and allow yourself some time to just reflect. Just quiet your mind, okay? Put on some soothing type music. I don't know, maybe Enya or something. And just sit quietly. And initially, probably the first week, 2 weeks, you might break out laughing. Like, this is BS, and like, what the heck am I doing? And all this stuff. Okay, I'm just saying from my own personal experience. But after a while, just because I have a tendency like go, like, and you know, you got to slow down, right? When I slow down to take time to reflect, all of a sudden, some of my best ideas show up. Ideas that have made me like tens of thousands of dollars, right? And it's just, you've got to slow down. So I have on the sheet also, read or listen 20 minutes, journal 10, and meditate 10. Try it. Again, it's 90 days. 90 days. Okay, so now we're back here. We're going to write on this one. So our goal here was a go back to black. Our goal here was a 3-cycle increase, right? So with this, we're going to have some actions. So what are some actions that we can build into? I should be doing it here, but it's not fitting, okay? Because what will happen is we're going to go through our actions here during June to create a 3-cycle increase. I'm going to tell you one of the actions is new contacts. How many new contacts a day? Okay? Are we committing to? What's that number? Okay, so I'm going to give you another one in a second by explaining. So I'm working with Vincent, and when we're going through, we're going to, at the end of June, because what we're planning, we're doing, and then we're reviewing. So at the end of June, before we create our July action plan, we're going to go, okay, did I create 4 new consultants? Yes or no? Real simple. Did I get my new associate enrollments that I needed? Now, maybe he got 4, and out of the 4 he got 2. So, I mean, converting people right on track. New enrollments didn't happen. Was he talking to X number of new people per day? Yeah, he was. In fact, he was talking on average to more new contacts. So he was making the new contacts, but something's going sideways. So now we're having a conversation. It turns out, guess what? He wasn't doing the 3-way call. He was trying to enroll them all on his own. Wrong. Don't do that. Let Nancy do the work for you. Her phone should be ringing off the hook, guys. She might not like me after this, but that's the truth. Okay?
You better tell them for how long.
Until her position's maxed out, you can ring her 24/7. Okay. So new contacts per day. We're going to commit to 3-way calls. 3-way calls. Okay? What are some other actions to drive his business? We're trying to grow his business by 3 cycles a week. What are some other daily actions that he can be doing? Pardon me?
Find a COI center of influence. Find a center.
Find a center of influence. So,
COI, somebody who's very strong that can help you to get people.
so find a mentor.
Yeah.
No, it's a referral.
COI.
Referral.
Let's say you're very influenced.
So okay, so referrals.
Referral.
Okay, referrals.
Someone who can give you a lot.
Can give you referrals. You bet.
So we call it COI.
Referrals. Okay, so 2 things with referrals. One, when you make a new contact, which is great, and then we go through the process, if for whatever reason